Game Soup with Kayla and Chloe. This is a game design podcast where we throw ideas in a pot and see what's cooking. I'm Kayla Dice. How are you doing, Chloe?
I'm good. I am a bit out of it, but we're not going to dwell too much on it. You've had a bit of a shabby week, so let's not go into it.
Yeah, I don't want to go into it on the podcast other than like I've had a lot of stuff going on. Like I'm technically on I very pretentiously am saying at the moment I'm on a sabbatical from game work outside of this podcast. In that I'm not actively writing anything, and also I've like shut up my store at the moment because I will be too busy to fulfill orders. Also, I've just had a lot of people being weird about people in wheelchairs. So it's a nice PSA for you if you're a listener of the podcast. Just don't be fucking weird, man.
Don't be weird.
About that. Be weird in other ways.
Yeah.
Like cool ways. Don't be weird shaking head. Be weird nodding head.
approvingly. Yeah.
Yes.
Furrowed eyebrows. Smug look. Yeah.
I know we both had two ideas, well, like one idea each, so we have two ideas between us. You had an idea you told me to remind you about on the podcast, and
Yeah.
I had an idea I wanted to bring here. What do you want to start off with?
I mean, I've just written some notes about the idea because I've not had a chance to bloody write anything down this entire week because I just forget to write things down. I only think about game design when I'm like driving or absent-minded at work. At this point,
You should start doing text to speech while you're driving for game design notes.
Yeah.
You'd be like Agent Cooper in Twin Peaks, but it would, I guess, be to Alyssa because she'll be the editor. It'd just be like, Alyssa, I'm now entering the highway of this place that gets me to work. I've been thinking about dice and how there are so many sides and shapes. No, but what's your idea? Because it sounded cool.
Yeah, so I want to have a big game that is my next like proper bound book, and my current idea for that in my head is a hack of Usaber's Bed and Breakfast. I'm sure there's a proper name for the system, but I'm just calling it a Usaber like.
I feel like I've only ever heard Z-Blake because I don't know.
Well-
I've not seen a full hack come out yet, but I assume one might have already.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure Jay's pitched a proper name, but like I've not looked it up. Whatever. Look, the idea for it is that you are living, like you play as characters who work at a magic item shop in, generic D&D fantasy land. And it's about like the lives of these people who work at this shop, and you have these adventurers coming in selling you garbage that are looted from a dragon's lair or whatever, and like you slowly like build up the local town around you, and maybe like I think like the overall antagonist or like whatever you're like fighting against is like fantasy Amazon, and they bring in like a vending machine and the vending machine has an arc for like, am I going to fight against Amazon or am I going to be like the smarmy? Yeah, I had to. I have like all the cool like hip new healing potions and +1 daggers, like, and yeah, it's about the lives of the people who work at this shop. You've got like people who are like, oh, it's kind of Superstore but fantasy.
okay, yeah, it feels sitcom-y, like work comedy in that way.
Kind of OKKOE, but yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So when you say Z-Blake, because obviously that could mean a lot of different things. Do you mean in the sense of like are you thinking with like pre-written characters here?
Yeah,
or
there's pre-written characters
stuff?
and like episodes and stuff that happens, and you have like guest characters who are like these people who come into the shop, and maybe there's like mechanics for some of them are high ball. Like that could be some of the characters' journeys, but yeah, like legacy mechanics for like, oh yeah, we've unlocked this episode because we played whatever, and we've changed this character because they did whatever in another episode. It's like progression through that sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, that sounds fun. How like shop simulation, like how retail simulationist are you imagining this
I
versus, I
don't
guess,
think I don't think it cares specifically about like, well, we need to sell X amount of potions or whatever. I think it's just
mm,
all that is just sort of happening between episodes and whatever. It's never like the focus unless it's like a specific episode. It's like we need to sell all of our daggers before the new shipment comes in or whatever.
yeah, it's not about stock taking and reports.
No,
It's the
that's a
setting.
different
So I'm
game.
also
This is
now suddenly
about the
thinking
people
of
who
like
work
Black
there.
Books. Have you watched Black Books?
I've watched half an episode and then I realized it's just Father Ted, but worse. Maybe
I
I should
like
give it
Black Books,
another
although
go.
I've never
But
seen Five Ted. Yeah.
yeah,
Also, the Ted
the
cunt
IT
is
crowd
gone
guy.
by
Yeah.
season one. Yeah, so he's not actually there on Black Books.
Oh well, there you go.
Um,
I'll give it a
but
go.
yeah, I guess I'm also thinking, yeah, like it could both of things like Superstore, but like also I guess British sitcoms as well. But like it's the setting, and it may be stuff like, oh, there's this talk, or oh, this adventure has come in, and it's a lot. I guess a lot of the stuff is your characters like this is where they work and what unites them, but the scenes are not them on duty.
No,
Duty is
maybe
wrong.
like there's a
Yeah,
few
on the
where it's
clock.
like, uh, oh yeah, we've got to stock the shelves, and so we have a mini game about stocking shelves or whatever while they're talking or whatever.
Yeah, I definitely think you could have a lot of like job mini games that are, stocking.
Taking
Yeah,
stuff
like
in, like
taking orders
valuing
or
items, whatever else.
yeah, and then maybe less away from that when it's more complicated stuff that would be work things like, oh, an author talk from someone, from an
Yeah.
adventurer who's had a ghostwrite written memoir, and the ghostwriter is a literal ghost.
Yes.
There's a
There
chapter
we
for
go.
you.
We've done it. Hang on, I'm writing it down. Guest characters, ghost writer, open brackets, is a ghost.
Do you have any ideas for like setting or character stuff yet?
I think
Because I know you said you've not done much writing.
we have a few employees who are, well, we have an employee or two who are like, I only took this job to like support my family while I was in school, but now it's like, do I want to leave and like get a proper career, or am I happy here in this small town? It's like you're sort of working out these characters' futures as you play them.
So I feel like, yeah, there's probably,
Like, do I want to go to
because I
magic
guess the
school or
question
do
of
I
what
want to
a
stick around at town? Like,
yeah, I guess there's also an interesting question when you're doing it in this, fantasy adventure setting. It's like when people say should I get a real career? Do they mean like a trade, or do they mean like should probably go buy some armor and start wandering in directions, hitting
yeah.
things?
Like, I think one of the characters is like, yeah, no, I want to be a adventurer when I grow up. It's like, you're 30. Shouldn't you have like started by now? Like, it's like, yeah, no, I'm just saving up the capital so I can get a good sword. Like, absolutely lying to
Yeah,
themselves, but like,
I feel like in an interesting way, like this game probably does also involve like you removing characters from the game more
yeah,
so,
as like
right?
people move off from the shop, or like maybe they
You
get
know,
fired in certain episodes or whatever. Like, you lose characters, you hire new ones in from the guest characters. Maybe there's like in New Saber, there's a bunch of like unlockable characters, so I think you have some of
hmm.
them.
Yeah, but I feel like as well as unlockable characters and the possibility of moving guest characters, you've got possibility of characters moving into becoming customers because,
Yeah,
yeah, they've left the job but are still essentially popping up in a guest star role in a sitcom case, or
yeah,
completely removed from the game if they get to some kind of thing which is like, oh yeah, they're going off on an adventure, and in a normal sitcom terms, it means like, sorry man, that actor has gone to Hollywood now.
yeah. We cannot afford America Ferrera anymore. She's in Barbie.
Yeah, this seems Very fun. I feel like I don't have much to add to this for you because it is an actual idea you're going to do as your next big thing. Have you thought of any names? Do
I'm
you want to
currently
bounce around names?
I'm currently just keeping it as Magic Item Shop because if I pitch a half good name, then that'll stick, and it won't be a good name.
You're not convinced you have a good name in you yet.
No, and also Magic Item Shop. I can see that on a book cover. It tells you what it's about.
It's maybe too dry. Like, I guess in terms of thinking of a game that is in a similar sphere, I feel like Stewpot has simplicity while also being evocative. Whereas I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
Magic Item Shop just has simplicity.
Yeah. Well, I've
But
not
it's
I've
it's
written
a totally
maybe
good filler
17
thing.
words for this, so
Oh yeah. I'm just like it's perfectly good filler. But I think it can be upgraded. But I do get what you mean about like a filler title forcing you to commit to
yeah, it's like I don't want to
eventually
name
reading
it
it.
like, oh, this is Jimbo's Magic Item Shop because then it's like, who's Jimbo? Are they an important character? Probably not, but now I have to make them an important character. Like,
Yeah, I guess in the like Yazeba's structure or like similarity
yeah,
thing, very easily maybe once you've written a bunch of characters and named things in the game itself, you'll be like, oh, the game should be named after this thing in
yeah,
there.
it's like maybe the name of the shop is the name of the game, but I don't know what that is yet.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes total sense. Do we want to bounce to my idea, which is a very opposite end of
Yeah, go on then,
things?
hit me with it.
Well, I basically had a thought about a dice mechanic. It's literally all I have to offer here, and I'm just like, what could this be? Have you ever played Dice Throne?
No.
It's sort of like a two-player fighting game. It involves you roll a set of dice and then use them to like activate abilities, kind of a bit like Dicey Dungeon. But
Okay.
also, all your characters have like the dice as well as just being d6 with numbers. They have their own faces, which are things. So it's like, oh yeah, cool. I've got 4 bullets, and I'm going to assign them because I need 4 bullets to activate this move. That mainly is a side thing, but one of the ways things you can activate is like is like small straight or large straight, where it's if you have the dice's numbers in a sequence of I think it's either four. I think 4 or 5 is the aim, even though it's up to 6. And I was just thinking that's an interesting thing, yeah, of like rolling a pool of dice and then like the size of the numerical sequence you get being something or being the aim of what you're trying to do.
Yeah. So you're not trying to
But
just get high numbers, you're trying to get a sequence of numbers.
yeah, let's say you're rolling 6d6, and the aim here is like what is the longest sequence of connected things. So if you roll 3 6s, a 1 2 and a 4, that's not very good because you only have 1 and 2
Yeah.
as your sequence. But I'm like, what is a sequence accomplishing in a role playing game?
I like it in like sort of a charging up sort of thing.
Mm,
Because it feels like you're building up the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sort of thing.
yeah, I was thinking of some kind. It feels like stringing together a combo, even though
Yeah.
it's just
I can say this for like a kung fu sort of thing, or like you're a rogue in World of Warcraft. Uh,
yeah, yeah. Martial arts makes some sense, definitely. I also wonder if there's ways to think about like dancing or some other kind of performance or song.
yeah, or like maybe I could see like a game where different spells or something require different like poker hands of dice rolls, as it were.
Mm,
It's like, oh, to charge up this
yeah,
beam, you need a straight of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, but this one you need a full house of like 3 matching dice and then a pair or whatever. It's like as you level up or whatever,
yeah,
you get more dice, so you have more chances of hitting what you want to hit.
yeah. That could make sense. Some kind of magic system, and then it's probably also, I guess, your different classes. It's like, oh yeah, the straight for the fire witch is a big flaming blast, whereas the straight for a shape which is, the largest wolf she can imagine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And those feel very combat focused. Whereas, like, I do feel like this could be. I guess this thing is because, like, then I'm like, if this is your main resolution, or if it's not, if it's maybe just a big way of like, oh yeah, you have different stuff you can activate by rolling your pool of dice. I guess it's then like, yeah, what are you doing in this game?
Well,
If it's
that's a mechanic anyone can steal, I suppose. Make
yeah,
sure you
it's a
credit Kayla
mechanic.
dice. Uh,
I do not think you need to credit me for realizing that numbers
no,
can
you've
be
got a
followed
copyright on
by
it.
other
We need a
numbers.
system name. What's a system name? It's
Good to be straight.
yeah. Thanks for listening to Game Soup. Kayla Dice says it's good to be straight.